Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who were well. Peace and mercy to the Tazadak Akim out there that's laboring the truth. Okay. Shalom to the Akwaf and, the men, children, and women who believe on the words of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. I want to say Shalom. And today's lesson is to debunk, these Christians, the scriptures that Christians use to prove that they can eat unclean animals. All right. And the word debunk is, it just simply means to expose false statements. Okay. Because it's a false statement that it's okay to eat unclean foods. Now, a lot of Christians, they use 1 Timothy 4 and 4, all right, which we're going to get into, all right, and we're going to go into the historical context of why the Apostle Paul was writing these letters to Timothy, all right, which we know Timothy was the head bishop of the church of Ephesus, okay? Now, this is around, this is around in these times with the Greco-Roman Empire. Okay, so a lot of Christians they like to use 1 Timothy 4 and 4, Acts 10, which we know the unclean food in Acts 10 was talking about the Gentiles and Cornelius, and they don't go into these scriptures, man, and that's why I'm here to debunk these false claims, so let's go into it. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. I'm going to just start from the top. It reads, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils." And hey, that's going to happen, and that's going to apply to now, even though that was applied to in those times. In the times of Paul and Timothy, all right, you had, Israelites who departed from the faith and, went to go serve Satan, all right? And it's the same thing right now. You have a lot of people who may fall out or may know that they're Hebrew Israelites and end up serving Satan for money, for whatever, They got seduced, okay? They got deceived. Okay, and they started following the doctrines of devils. A great example, let's just bring this out. A great example, Math Hoffa, right? Who people may know, he's a podcaster on YouTube, an ex-battle rapper, you see? And, he knew that he was a Hebrew Israelite. He even claimed that he taught. But now what? He's a Freemason, And this is the perfect scripture to prove that. Hey, man, you're going to have some people who's going to depart from the faith of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah and follow doctrines of devils, whether it's to progress, whether it is for them to progress in life, things of that nature. That's why a lot of people depart from the faith, It says, now in this time, the doctrines of devils, all right, goes into the the heresies of the Gnostics, which we're going to further go into. So verse 2, it says, "Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot pan." All right, basically, leaving them, being incapable of thinking clearly. Okay, so it says, verse 3, "Forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats, which the Most High have created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth." Now this right here, let's talk about forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meat. Now, the Apostle Paul was writing this to Timothy because it was a heavy a heresy of the Gnostics. Which, when we go into the history, right? So it says, When I went into it briefly, it says Paul mentions two specific points in which the false teachers of his day were mistaken. These are both consistent with the heresy of Gnosticism. Gnostics believe that all physical matter is evil. Therefore, the human body, all forms of sexuality, and pleasant food were labeled as evil. So this was an actual doctrine of the Gnostics. They believed that anything that was pleasant to the physical body was evil. So you couldn't have sex. You couldn't eat certain foods, meats. Okay, they labeled that as evil. Now, what Paul was saying to Timothy was, hey, that's not true. Okay? And so, it's not true for the Most High created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. For look, it says, for every creature of the Most High is good. So let's even bring this point out, because everything that the Most High, all the Most High's creation serve its purpose. Example, the pig. The pig is useful. Is there to clean up, is a garbage remover, basically. Is there to eat up anything. Just like how the shrimp, crab, lobster, its purpose for that is to clean the sea. Okay? Now, when you read Genesis, the first chapter, all right, the Lord gave us the sun, the herbs, the herbs as medicine, the sun, the sun to give us light, to give us vitamins and things of that nature. So for every creature of the Most High is good. So a lot of Christians, they use this scripture to say, look, for every creature of the Most High is good. What does that mean? So for everything the Most High created is good. So we could eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. But did Yahweh Shah do that? Did Yahweh Shah eat? Did Yahweh Shah follow the laws? Did Yahweh Shah? That means Yahweh Shah didn't follow the laws. If you want to say that, because they wasn't teaching that. Matter of fact, let's get that in Matthew's the 5th chapter, because Yahweh Shah was the example. Remember, Yahweh Shah came, came as in a physical form and never sinned. Okay. And what is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. Okay? So let's bring this out. So this is Matthew 5, verse 10. Is it 5 verse? Let me see. Yep, verse 17, Salakia. It says, think not that I came to destroy the law. So Yahweh Shah didn't come to destroy the law. Let's get that in the blue letter. Okay? Let's get that in the blue letter. What does the word destroy mean? Okay, the word destroy means to dissolve, to disunite, to overthrow. So Yahweh Shah didn't come to overthrow the law, but what? It says, think not I can't come to destroy the law or the prophets, all right, which the law is the law of Moses, all right. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So let's see what the word fulfill means. What does the word fulfill means in the Greek?
Strong's G 4137. Plerao.
Plerao. Right? It says to make full. All right. To render, to complete. All right. Didn't Yahweh Shah, wasn't he sacrificed, as an unblemished lamb for the nation of Israel? All right, for their sins. All right. It says to carry into effect. All right. So that means what? The Lord also, he kept the laws. He never sinned. All right. He fulfilled the law. All right. He fulfilled the law, and he fulfilled the law of prophecy too by sacrificing himself as the unblemished lamb for the children of Israel. Okay? And he kept the law, it says, to fulfill, to cause God's will as made known in the law, to be obeyed as it should be. So Yahweh Shah kept the law, man. Yahweh Shah kept that means he kept the dietary law. He kept the high holy days. Okay? The Sabbath days holy. You see? So these Christians, man, they don't make no sense. They use that scripture. Let's go back to 1 Timothy as for God created all things to be good. That's not what it's talking about. Okay? Because you have to put yourself in these time periods. In the time of Paul, it was a heavy spirit of Gnostics, which we went into. They believe in Gnostics. When you go into actually break the word down, genezos, it goes as a Greek word. Okay, because Gnostics, when you go into the history, it developed around like the 200, 400 BC mark. Okay, that's when it first started. So that was a heavy thing back in those times, and it carried through in the times of Paul. All right, so that's why Paul was saying, look, hey, those are doctrines of devils. Those are false teachers. Okay, so he was further explaining that read it again, 1 Timothy 4:4, for every creature of the Most High is good, and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. So you're not gonna, you're not gonna eat shrimp before you prepare yourself some shrimp and pork and pray before the Lord and it's all good. No, that's not what it's talking about. All right, because the Lord set up the dietary law. He's saying that you can still eat meat. You can still eat the lawful meats. Okay, you can still give in marriage. All right, because these are the Most High's creations. All right, because the Gnostics were saying, yo, you can't eat that. You can't do certain things. All right, but it was according to the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right. But with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. And with that, Shalom.